And a good day. Welcome to you. It's Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. With Debbie Georgiani, I am Jerry Usher. And it is the holiday weekend for Thanksgiving. So this is a pre-recorded broadcast. And Debbie and I are going to share with you some of the things that we are thankful for. And we've got a very special treat for you, Deb. I know you and I are both looking forward to this. We mention, all too seldom, I should say, the support staff that we have for Take Two with Jerry and Debbie, the folks behind the scenes at EWTN. And we're going to bring them out from behind the curtain today and let some of them share what they have, what they're grateful for during this Thanksgiving time.
When you said that, I couldn't help but think of the Wizard of Oz.
I know, that's what came into my head too.
Yeah, when he was running all the controls behind the curtain, that reminds me of Rich Jesse, because I've heard him actually roll the chair from one soundboard to another. So that's kind of the same thing. You know, all the controls are being done by the support staff that we have, and they're amazing, absolutely amazing, and we want to hear from them today. So this is a special broadcast just for you. So take a moment and just be with us for this very brief hour where we just get to know each other better and really get to the heart of why we do what we do. And so, dear listeners, this is just a great time to grab your cup of coffee or your iced tea or your just nice favorite drink and sit down and enjoy.
All right. Again, we will not be taking live calls today because it is a pre-recorded program, as are many shows on this long weekend, both Thursday and Friday, marking Thanksgiving. And I don't know about you, Deb. It's been a long time since I've been this ready for a 4-day weekend. I am so ready.
Well, wait a minute. You host Take Two. You've been the interim host for Catholic Answers Live. You run a very big company, Third Millennium Media. You also are in the Ministry of Vocation Boom, Radio and Television. Wow, Jerry, talk about the Wizard of Oz.
Well, yeah, I probably have my hands in too many things. But, there's not going to be a lot of downtime for either one of us this weekend because we have the parish mission coming up in your neck of the woods that I still have to finish up my 3 talks for the Advent Parish Mission.
Yes, this is the first time these talks have been given publicly. It's closing out the Jubilee Year of Mercy, but continuing on with mercy as the theme. And we're going to be talking at St. Mary's in Chandler, Arizona for their Prepare the Way Advent Mission. 3 days, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 28th, 29th, and 30th. And these talks are fabulous, I think, because Jerry and I are coming at them from different angles. I'm going to be doing the practical life skills, and Jerry's going to be getting into the more theological aspects of mercy. And I think it's gonna complement each other quite well. Plus, which we're so excited about, we're going to do 2 on-location shows. One for the general public of in St. Mary's Parish and surrounding areas. We're going to do the show right there at their campus at St. Mary's, and also right at the school, St. Mary Basha Catholic School. We're going to be doing a show for junior high. The junior high kids are going to partake in it. So I'm so excited about that, Jerry. I think it's going to be a great community builder. And dear listeners, if you ever want us to do the same in your area, all you have to do is get in touch with us. You can call or contact at the take2show.com. You can go there as well to find out how to get in touch with us, or Third Millennium Media. That's a great way because Nick Scott handles all of our scheduling. So, and he's great. He's great to work with. Okay, I think I said it all.
Oh, just send us an email, too, if you want. Take the number 2 at EWTN.com. Debbie, I'm just so thankful for our show team and everyone at EWTN as we are in this Thanksgiving season. And as we mentioned, we're going to be having some of the support staff of our show, producer, call screener, social media, people who do those things. But I also want to say, and I know you will just jump on this in agreement, and that is I want to thank our listeners because we have now been on, a year ago, June. That's about a year and a half.
18 months. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I know you share this with me as we look back. It was a new concept. It was a brand new show. We had to work with affiliates, try and get as many as possible to carry the show. So I'm just really grateful for our listeners and for our affiliates and everyone at EWTN because I really believe the show has become an intimate part of people's lives. At least that's the way it seems from what we hear.
It's a movement. It really is. And I affirm everything you're saying, Jerry. And every time I I share with people that want to listen of the impact it's had on our listeners. They say, "Oh, Deb, that can't be. You're not hearing stories every day. You're not getting emails every day." Yes, we are, and it's beautiful, and it's become a family, a very strong, prayerful family. The Take Two listeners. It's a peer ministry. We're doing this together. We've locked arms together, and we're journeying closer to God, and it's happening. Folks are wanting to help one another. People have reached out. They really care about the Take Two, and I call it family because it really is. And lives are changing. The life that I think that has been changed a lot is mine. Because I learn every day. I learn every single day that I do this show, Jerry. And that's just a complete truth. I feel like I'm being transformed every day by words that you say, Jerry, by even things that happen to come out of my mouth that I don't even know how it happened. So I can only imagine that's the Holy Spirit. And all of the listeners that take the time to text us or call in, I am taking notes like crazy. I have pages and pages. I have notebooks full of notes from words of wisdom that our listeners impart to us. And I just have to imagine I'm not the only one impacted by that. So, yeah, I'm very passionate about this show. It's a movement, and it's a different style of Catholic radio, and I think it's appealing to our younger folks. I think it's appealing to non-Catholics, those that are just seeking out maybe Catholicism, or those that want to go deeper into Catholicism. So it's a great show. I love it.
Yeah, it's a great part of each of our day. And this is Take Two with Jerry and Debbie on EWTN Radio, part of our Thanksgiving 4-day weekend. So we are taped today, pre-recorded, not taking your live calls. And we miss you. We miss talking to you. Anytime that we have a taped show or one of us can't be on the show, Debbie, I really do. When I'm traveling or something, or here we've taped this show without the participation of our listeners, I really feel that. I don't know if you do too.
I do too.
There's just it's just not. There's something
complete.
missing. Yeah,
it's not complete. Absolutely.
I don't know. It's kind of a weird feeling, but I like it.
I do like the feeling. I've noticed it about you, Jerry, because you've had to travel a few times during the 18 months, and you're so adorable about it because you will check in before the show. You'll check in during the show by text messaging. You'll check on all of us after the show to see how it went and who called in, and so obviously you wanted to still be a part of it, which shows that you are drawn into that connection that we all feel to one another. And I feel the same way, and I really believe it's a beautiful thing. We don't see this very often in Christian circles, but when we do, and we all come together like this, it really is something that we can thank God that He is in the middle of. And so, yeah, I agree with you, 100%.
All right. Well, we're going to feature 3 of the show team members on this special Thanksgiving weekend broadcast. Our producer, Rich Jesse, Jeff Burson, who handles our social media, all those great memes you see on the website and elsewhere, and also Matt Gabensky, who is our call screener. He's the one that you deal with first, you talk to first when you call Take Two during our live broadcast. So stay with us. More of this holiday broadcast coming your way next on EWTN Radio.
The wisdom of Mother Angelica.
Hello, where are you from?
Iowa.
Oh, you're from Iowa. Okay, what are you grateful for?
I want to tell everyone something that they all should be thankful for.
Okay.
The whole world, and God, and Mary, and all those others praying.
How old are you?
7.
That's a lot to be grateful for. Do you have something else?
No.
You know what?
What?
I'm grateful for you.
Oh.
Oh.
So am I.
Well, thank you. You know, it's wonderful just to imagine that a child that understands what it means to be grateful. And I thank God, honey, that you understand what it means to be grateful. And you are grateful for God.
For more information on Mother Angelica, visit Religious Catalog at EWTNRC.com.
Watch Raymond Arroyo, Father Mitch Pacwa, Mother Angelica, the Daily Mass, and EWTN Nightly News anywhere in the world for free. Cut the cord. Visit EWTNapps.com and start streaming today.
Colleen Kelly Mast.
I cannot even count the number of times that God has clearly shown me His power and love when I continue to say yes to Him. He provides for our needs. Even standing at the funeral home during the wake of my late son, the Holy Spirit kept singing in my head, "The joy of the Lord is my strength." I didn't feel very strong at the time, but I knew that God was holding me close.
Mast Appeal with Colleen Kelly Mast. Saturday, 9 a.m. Eastern on EWTN Radio.
Post your intentions on the prayer wall on Jerry and Debbie's website. To get there, just click on the bright yellow J&D logo at take2show.com. Jerry and Debbie personally reply to every prayer intention that's posted. Others will also offer you their prayer support. When there's something important you want prayers for, post it on the prayer wall on Jerry and Debbie's site. Visit take2show.com, click on the J&D logo today.
Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday. I really think Thanksgiving is the secret to happiness. And as Catholics, we have so many things to be thankful for. I'm thankful to be alive, and I'm especially thankful for knowing God in the Catholic Church and Christ. And I thank God for EWTN and the privilege of being able to share that faith with people all around the world all the time and to listen to their stories about how they came to the Catholic Church and to the fullness of the truth about Christ and our salvation. Thankful for family, thankful for the freedom of our country, thankful for so many things.
This is Archbishop Charles J. Chaput, the Archbishop of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Hi, this is Tim Staples from Catholic Answers Live.
Hi, this is Teresa Tomeo from Catholic Connection. Have a blessed Thanksgiving weekend. That's from all of us at the EWTN Global Catholic Radio Network.
We're so glad you're spending this time with us on Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. This is a pre-recorded broadcast for the Thanksgiving weekend, and we just wanted to say to you, we hope that you're spending wonderful time with family and friends. We hope you're not eating too much, because everybody gets up the next day after Thanksgiving and starts jogging and walking and all those kinds of exercise regimens to try and lose the extra couple pounds picked up during the Thanksgiving holiday. But it's a fun time, and it's a great time to be with family and friends, and it's a perfect time to just reflect on all of the things we can and should be grateful for. And Jerry and I are very grateful for our support staff here at EWTN, for Take Two especially, and we couldn't do it without them. We just love working with them. We have a lot of fun, and we laugh all the time. We always play these quirky little jokes on each other, and it's kind of a great way to build each other up, but also to bond with one another, and that's a great thing. That's what Christian fellowship is all about. So we want to allow you to listen in on a little conversation we're going to have with our producer, Rich Jesse. And like we said, Rich is the one that pretty much controls everything. He tells us when to come on, when to go off, when to do this, when to do that. And I think we're actually okay taking orders from you, Rich. Hi, Rich.
Hi, guys.
Hey, Rich.
Thanks for having me on.
Do you like giving orders, Rich? Is that...
I don't like giving orders, but I like it when people do what I say. So I don't know if that... I don't know what there is to that. So
there you go.
Do you like working with us, Rich?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've grown a lot closer together over this last year and a half, approximately, and it's been great. It's been a great learning experience, and you guys have been wonderful to work with, Jeff and Matt as well. We all work together as a team, and that's something that's really not only heartwarming, but it's really productive for this show and productive for Catholic radio.
Yeah, Rich, and sometimes what I marvel at is after the show, we wait until you guys shut a few things down there, and then people may not know, I'm at my home in Southern California, Debbie's at her home in Phoenix, you all are at EWTN in Birmingham, but when we circle back after the show, and we all just kind of go, wow, what just happened? I mean, that was a great show, and I don't think it's self-congratulations. I think we look at our listeners and say, wow, their contributions were absolutely fantastic. Do you share that?
Oh, no, I agree with you completely, Jerry. it's something that as a crew here behind the scenes, we look at each topic and we try to, it's fun to kind of imagine the way the show will go before it happens. And then, like you said, after it's over, just kind of marveling at what happens during the show and the callers and their input alone and the way you guys respond to them. It just makes the show greater than we could ever imagine it before it ever starts. And you're right. And that's one of the fun things about it is looking back and go, wow, I mean, who knew that was going to happen today? So that's a very rewarding part of our job here.
I love, Rich, that a few times during the 18 months, when we introduce a topic at the beginning of the show, before we start, you'll say to us something like, well, I kind of think I know where this show topic is going to end up, and I can't wait to see how it's going to turn out. And after the show, you go, wow, that was way different than I ever thought it was going to. And I love that because it's so Holy Spirit driven, because we could have these ideas that we think, oh, this is a piece of cake. We know how the ending of this story is going to happen, but yet it takes on a different angle, a different look at it, and that's exactly what we wanted for Take Two. And it sounds like it's having an impact. I shared how it's having an impact in my spiritual life. It sounds like it's having an impact in yours as well.
It does, and it mirrors life in a way, guys, when you think about it, because that's the way we think about life. We expect certain things out of our day, and at the end of the day, when something changes, and whether it's for the good or the bad, at the end of the day, though, when you can be thankful for that day and what you've learned from it, I think that our show mirrors life in that way, or at least it does for me.
Take Two with Jerry and Debbie, and we're talking with Rich Jesse, who's the producer of our show. This is one of our 2 taped Thanksgiving weekend holiday shows, and we just wanted to give those of you who listen to the show a little glimpse into the hearts and minds and lives of those who are behind the scenes. And Rich Jesse is our producer. We're going to hear from Jeff Burson, who handles our social media and creative services, and Matt Gabensky, who does our call screening as well. But Rich, let's get a little personal. I mean, what at this time of year, we're all thinking about what we're thankful for. You've got a beautiful family that you have started. What kinds of things do you give thanks to God for this time of year?
Well, first and foremost, I just give thanks for my family and my wife, who we're spending our second Thanksgiving together. That's very exciting, and it just makes it more special each and every year that we're together. So I'm very thankful for her and thankful for the life that we're starting and continuing on with, and grateful for my family. I wouldn't probably think about Thanksgiving the same way if it weren't for the way that I was raised in church and raised around, faithful spiritual people. And I'm just grateful. I heard Dr. Anders say something when I played the spot earlier. He said something about Thanksgiving being a real key to happiness. And it really is. If you look at things in a positive way, at the end of the day, so to speak, and be thankful for that, regardless whatever happens, and that was instilled in me from just as a child, and it served me well, I believe, and I'm just so thankful for God, for my family, for our freedom here, for my wife, and just innumerable things that I probably couldn't even mention all in 1 hour, but certainly thankful for all those things, and this job here at EWTN and being part of this show. I mean, those are all ranking right up there just as high as those others. So just lots of things that I probably couldn't finish mentioning.
Rich, I want to share this, and I hope I don't embarrass you, but since I'm in Arizona and you're in Birmingham, I don't have to be there actually physically near you to see your red face as I say this, but I mean this sincerely. You are a genuine spirit. You're such a good soul, and you can hear it in your words of just how much you love your wife and your family, and that's how you are all the time. And I pray you never lose that spirit, because it's really inspiring to be around you. And you really brighten my day every time I talk to you. So I have to tell you that publicly, because I don't think I've ever told you that even privately. So now I'll embarrass you publicly, which is always a great way to do it.
Well, you have, and I am Thanks. A different shade of red than I was when I started. So
okay.
I do appreciate that so very much. Thank you for that.
Well, it's true, and that's what behind the scenes is. So Take Two really is a very organic, pure and beautiful, I think, coming together of all of us that have really wanted to make a difference in people's spiritual lives. And so that's why I think it's important we did this broadcast, Jerry, because it allows our listeners to really see every single aspect of what it takes to bring an authentic, beautiful, I think, Holy Spirit-driven program for everyone to participate in. So, Rich, any Thanksgiving traditions you do? I'm always curious about that.
Well, yeah, our family, we do, we always light a candle at the table for those that are no longer with us. And, we always remember those folks. Other little Thanksgiving traditions that are just the way they are here in the South. We love our football. So we have the Iron Bowl, and we watch the Alabama-Auburn game on Thanksgiving weekend. That's something that's pretty much a big tradition for a lot of people. But just more personally speaking, the light of the candle and remembering those folks that are gone. And my uncle makes a sweet potato pumpkin pie. We call it swampkin pie. That's always a good laugh for everybody because it sounds so funny. But those are a few of the things that we always do, and we always give thanks around the table, just telling what we're thankful for and giving thanks to God every opportunity that we have.
Well, Rich, I've spent plenty of time in your area, Birmingham in the South and Alabama. I've got to ask you, are you Bama or Auburn? I mean, that's a big issue down there, isn't it?
Well, it is, but we tend to get along just fine. I am an Auburn fan, and an Auburn fan because of some family that has gone there over the years, and I just grew up being an Auburn fan. I did not attend school at Auburn University, but it's okay. We pull for who we pull for, but
that's right.
We all get along just fine with it. It may not seem that way to people outside of the South, but it's a fun rivalry.
Good. Well, go ahead, Deb.
I was just going to say, did you want to comment more about football?
No.
Oh, okay.
I could, because I'm hoping to have a dog in the race at the end. I'm a Washington Husky fan, so I'm hoping they'll be in that playoff.
You may very well have one, yeah.
How are the Cardinals doing? Does anyone know? I don't even watch it. Are the Cardinals doing good?
We're talking about
Arizona, yeah.
Arizona. No.
Yeah, they're not doing too well, Deb, so continue to pay no attention to the Cardinals.
For real? Are they really not doing well? The Cardinals?
Yeah, they're struggling. Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. It's such a nice team. Okay. But I want to ask a question, Rich, and it's kind of just a fun thing. But we talked about The Wizard of Oz. I'm sure you've seen the movie.
Yeah, it was just on the other night, actually.
Okay.
We were watching it at home.
Yeah. So do you sometimes feel like the wizard behind the curtain?
I always think it's funny to hear someone say, pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. But yeah, I guess that is kind of what it's like. But it's really a fun job to manage all parts of this team and getting the best out of you guys, which is really easy to do. And I thank you guys for that and the opportunity to impact people's lives each and every day in a positive way on this program. I'm just very, very blessed and thankful to be able to work with you guys and this team as well. So thank you for that opportunity.
Well, you're welcome, Rich, and thanks for joining us here on this Thanksgiving weekend special edition of Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. And we're going to let you go back to doing what you do best, and we'll hear from Jeff Burson and Matt Gabensky as well before this 55-minute broadcast is up. Thanks, Rich, so much. We appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Rich.
I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be around.
You'll be watching us.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome. I love Rich.
Love to hear. What and Debbie, people don't understand. They probably think kind of like at Thanksgiving dinner, you just sit down and show up, and there's a 20-pound bird and mashed potatoes and stuffing and dressing and olives and pickles and gravy, and it's just there. And same with a radio show. Sometimes people might get the impression that you and I just sit down, put on our headset, and away we go. But that's not it. A lot of cooking goes on behind the scenes.
It's true. That's very true. And that's why it's so important that we recognize everybody that makes it so special. We just got back a couple of weeks ago from the EWTN radio conference and talking about the bigger EWTN family, all of the other hosts, all of the other administration and support team, and everybody in charge of radio and television, and all the technical advisors, everybody who has a different part to play in the EWTN family. We all just get along so beautifully, and it's just like a family reunion, then that I believe, dear listeners, is God. It's God. That's God working in the midst. And Mother Angelica did a brilliant, beautiful job answering yes to this beautiful call, this beautiful ministry of television and radio, Catholic television and radio. We'll be right back.
And welcome to EWTN's Bookmark Brief. I'm Doug Keck. I just finished interviewing Ramona Trevino about her book, Redeemed by Grace, A Catholic Woman's Journey to Planned Parenthood and Back. And Ramona, could you give us a little synopsis about the book and what people can look forward to when they read it?
It was really important for me to tell the story from a Catholic perspective and also to give the reader an insight about the other side of Planned Parenthood that we often think is the good side of Planned Parenthood. I worked at an abortion referral facility. You know, oftentimes people think this is the type of Planned Parenthood that we all defend and where our tax dollars go. But I thought it was really important for people to see the other side that is not abortion. And that's why I wanted to tell the story.
Okay, very good. Ramona Trevino, author of Redeemed by Grace, A Catholic Woman's Journey to Planned Parenthood and Back. It's published by Ignatius Press, available through the EWTN Religious Catalog at EWTNRC.com. And this has been an EWTN Bookmark Brief.
My day was horrible, my 7-year-old said as she loaded her backpack into the car. I Googled children from Haiti. I didn't want to diminish her problems, but I wanted to show her how lucky she is. I mean, after all, horrible day is a relative phrase. But all I could find in Google images for children from Haiti was pictures of kids with big, big smiles. Go figure. Clinical depression aside, happiness is 10% circumstance and 90% attitude. 10% blessing-driven and 90% gratitude-driven. Not to romanticize poverty, but the poorest places on earth are rich in gratitude. They can't afford to overlook blessings. They end up smiling more than people of privilege. Look, maybe you are having a horrible day. Got a bad medical report, struggling with marriage, boss is a jerk. I don't want to diminish that, but I do want you to stop. Take inventory of your blessings and say thank you as often as you can. That might not change your circumstances, but it will change you. This is Chris Stefanik from RealLifeCatholic.com on EWTN Radio.
EWTN. Live truth. Live Catholic.
We're glad you're with us on this holiday edition of Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. It is a pre-recorded broadcast. We miss you today, but we hope that you're doing something more, I don't want to say more enjoyable, because we hope you enjoy listening to the show every day, but we hope that you're doing something relaxing and refreshing. And please, Debbie, we want people to take time to unplug. I know I'll just be the first one to admit, even on a holiday weekend, sometimes I look at it, a 4-day weekend is coming up, and I say, wow, this is going to be a great opportunity to get a lot of work done because nobody's going to bother me. We need to get beyond that, Deb, and just say, this is a moment that the Lord gives us to really just stop down a little bit and be with Him.
That's right. Just to recharge, to regroup, just to relax and take that time. That's why we encourage you to please grab that cup of coffee, that cold drink, and just be with us for a brief hour. You know, you might be changed just a little bit. You may feel a little closer to God, and that is worth, what is that worth? I mean, you can't put a price on that. That's what we're all called to do, is to grow in holiness, and we can do that listening to EWTN radio, to the programs, and taking that time just to be. So it's great. It's a great precious jewel we have in our midst is Catholic radio. So we're talking to our support team. We all do this together. We're a team, and we call that a team because we really are. We can't do it with just part of the team. The whole team has to take part. And so Jeff Burson is we're going to introduce you to him next. And Jeff handles our social media. He's creative services. He does those very unique memes that you see on the website. And I believe Jeff, I'm so sorry if I do this to you, but I remember you saying this to me. Is it true you've been with EWTN for like 30 years? I mean, that's like, is it true, Jeff?
Yes, ma'am.
30 years.
30
wow.
years.
Since the beginning.
Yes, I have spent 30 Thanksgivings at EWTN, so yes.
Does that go back to the days in the garage of Mother Angelica making fishing lures?
No, not that far back. I started when we went 24 hours a day. So they were needing help to fill the slots, and so I was lucky enough to be on the staff. Had the midnight to 8 shift, but hey, it got me in the door, and I've been here ever since.
What is your title? Are you Director of Creative Services? Or?
No. I am Manager of Social Media for radio.
Okay. Yeah, well, explain what that is for our listeners, because you got a full plate. You got all these shows you've got to be getting out there in front of people every day.
Exactly. I think that's one of my blessings that I am thankful for, is just being able to get these shows out in all the different forms that we can. We're able to get Take Two, for example, on everything, all the social media that's out there, from Facebook to Twitter to Tumblr and anything else you can think of. I try to get that going. As well as getting us on SoundCloud and the EWTN audio library, getting us on all these other small little systems that are out there, and whatever app you can get, try to get the podcast of any of that going, and as well as getting us on Facebook, not just Facebook, but YouTube. I think we have a great community there that builds up on the YouTube. It's growing every day, getting more and more people. In fact, one time we've gotten emails that have just really touched me, of people who say that they listen via YouTube, and that's the only way they're able to get Take Two, is by going home, because they're not able to listen during the daytime, but they come home and they know it's there that afternoon for them to be able to listen to Take Two.
Well, yeah, Jeff, and I believe even when we did the Padre Pio show in September, we had like 1,500 views or something right away on YouTube, and folks were calling and wanting to find out how to get it. So YouTube's really been something that's been essential to getting this show out to the greater community, which is great. But let me ask you this, Jeff: you must have seen all these advances that have been happening over the 30 years. I guess we're doing good. We're on pretty much every platform we can possibly be on, right? Take Two. So that's wonderful. Where are we going? I mean, where do you think? Where are we headed in the future?
Wherever it is, EWTN is going to be there. Let's put it that
cool.
way. Would you have thought 30 years ago that we would be streaming on a computer, from one computer to the other? I mean, it's amazing. I started here as an engineer, and thought nothing about computers too much. But as time has progressed, we have gotten on, like I said, everywhere that we can get out there. EWTN has tried to be there, and we're doing that with every show that we can get, so that people are able to listen to the Word in one form or the other, and whatever format that they can get it on. So to see what the future is going to bring, I don't know. It's your guess as good as mine. That's a topic in itself, I believe.
It is. It's Take Two with Jerry and Debbie, holiday edition, pre-recorded broadcast. So thanks for your listenership, but no one is, you could call right now and it would just ring and ring and ring, because thanks be to God, the staff show team has the day off today to celebrate the Thanksgiving weekend. But we're talking with there are others besides these three, Rich Jesse, Jeff Burson, and Matt Gabensky is still to come, our call screener. And Jeff handles social media for radio at EWTN, and we're talking with Jeff now. And you mentioned, Jeff, 30 Thanksgivings at the network. I imagine in your work at the network, there's a lot that you have to be thankful for. But what about personally in your own life, as you reflect on this? You have to have received so many graces and blessings from God that you're grateful for.
I am very grateful. There is so much to be thankful for. One of mine, of course, is that I am married to my best friend. I think that is one of the great blessings that I have, is that I have a wonderful wife who loves the Catholic faith as much as I do, and sees things in the same view that I do. And I just know that I am just truly blessed, and I'm very thankful to have Lisa in my world. So that is my greatest blessing. I have a wonderful family, and it's one of the things that I think that drew me to her, is that we both are very close to our family. In fact, we have basically adopted each other in family, and we are, whenever we have a weekend, it isn't going out and seeing friends, it's really going and seeing family together. And that's one of the joys that we have in our relationship. One of the things that's going to be really different this year, though, is that with Thanksgiving, Generally, for many years, we've always gone to my parents' house, and I lost my father last year, and during that time as well, we have moved my mother into a senior living apartment, which is very tiny, from her 3-bedroom, large kitchen and dining room to now just a small little area. So going to mom's, this is the first year we won't be going to mom and dad's. So my nephew has stepped it to the plate, and we're going to his house this year. So that's going to be a little bit different. We're going to have to see how that works. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what the new changes are going to be as far as that's concerned. So,
well, I can relate to that, Jeff, and you and I have talked about that, how the family dynamics have changed based on parents that have left this earth or have changed with their health situations or just growing older. And one thing that I've always loved about working with you, Jeff, is you have such a deep love and a deep respect for family. And I think you know where I'm going with this, and because of we've shared personal stories of the loss of your daughter, and your love is so beautiful. I see the Facebook posts, and I see how you constantly bring to mind her beautiful memory of her time here on earth, and it's beautiful. It's again, you inspire me to get up every day and to appreciate life and to live it to the fullest. And so I thank you for that. And it's very obvious. You live it each day, and you've done it through your pain and your sorrows and your suffering. But you manage to keep that joy spreading. And so that's a gift. That's a gift that you've given all of us. So thank you, Jeff, and I hope it was okay to share that.
Yes, thank you, Debbie. I appreciate that. Yeah, we just got through having an anniversary of her death, and not just before Thanksgiving. So, but I am so thankful for having a daughter for 20 years in my life. Even though we went through a lot of suffering together, it's still. I have to go back and look at what would happen if she wasn't there, and it would. There were so many people whose lives were touched by her being in this world. I can name people who got back on their knees just because my daughter had the illness for so long. But I am very thankful for having gone through what I've gone through during that time. So, thank you.
Amen. Well, Jeff, thank you for all that you do for Take Two with Jerry and Debbie, and I just can't help but think that 30 years at EWTN, you have to sometimes stop and reflect on how many lives have been touched and souls probably saved through your collective efforts. I know you wouldn't take credit for anything yourself, but just being a part of that for 30 years, man, that's going to be when we, God willing, please God, when we get to heaven and we have been faithful to Him, Jeff, and you have done that, I know it's going to be a real blessing for you to just to see the fruit that has been born.
Well, one of my other thankful for this year, of course, is Mother Angelica. I worked underneath her greatly, and of course we lost her this year, but with the mission that she put down here at EWTN, I can't say enough about being just thankful for her being in this world.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thanks for saying that, Jeff, and reminding all of us to be grateful for Mother Angelica and her yes to taking on this great ministry that's going into the future with great people like you on board after 30 years. Thank you, Jeff. I hope you have a beautiful, restful weekend, and thanks for being with us on Take Two and for making it all happen. We appreciate it very, very much.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. All right.
Okay, so I just want to because Jeff was sharing about YouTube and how some people have to listen to the show on YouTube, which is a great way to listen to it. But if here's a great lead into possibly if you ever wanted to start a Catholic radio station in your area so that you can learn and listen to Catholic radio just by turning on your little radio that could sit on the counter there. You could maybe start a Catholic radio station in your area, and maybe God's calling you to do that. So to more people can have access to Catholic radio, and you can absolutely learn more about how to actually do that. There's folks that have all different kinds of professions. I know a home builder that started a Catholic radio network, and a pharmacist, and it goes on, and other people that have just said yes to that call and have said, yes, I want to start a Catholic radio station so more people can listen to it just by their little radios that sit on their countertops. So if you want to know more about how to start a Catholic radio station in your area, if you don't already have one in your area, please contact Jack Williams. And here's his number. It's 205-795-5756. Or you can contact Jack at jwilliams@ewtn.com. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely beautiful what God is doing through Catholic radio and all forms of media. I'm speaking just for radio, Deb. I would say if it's not at least 90% of those who are starting stations that have no radio background, I'd be surprised. It's just a beautiful thing. Like you said, they come from being mortgage bankers and dentists and pharmacists and dental equipment lab owners and so forth, and they just have the passion to evangelize. So, folks, don't rule yourself out of this. You might say, Bob, what do I know about radio? Hey, God knows a lot about radio, so just say yes. So we continue along with our pre-recorded Thanksgiving holiday weekend broadcast. We have heard from Rich Jesse, our producer at Take Two with Jerry and Debbie, Jeff Burson, who handles social media for radio, and now we're going to talk with Matt Gabensky, who is the call screener, the first one that you talk to when you dial in and call our program. Matt, happy Thanksgiving to you.
Happy Thanksgiving, Jerry and Debbie. I hope y'all are having a great one.
So far, so good. Just too much food.
I hear you.
It starts well before Thanksgiving, Matt, and goes on all the way to Christmas in my household.
Oh, certainly. I've got a family too.
I know. Oh my goodness. So Matt, we say your name every single day when we do the show, and we say you're going to love talking to Matt Gabensky. He's so wonderful when he answers the phone, and he's going to put you on hold and speak to you for a little bit and make sure that you're kind of on topic and then get you going. Matt, we really mean that. Talking to you, you just bring such joy into people's lives because you have just an incredible demeanor, and I love talking to you. I can't imagine anybody having a problem talking to you. I mean, I'm sure all the Take Two listeners that have called in, it's been a delightful experience for you as well. Would you like to comment on how that first interaction happens and what it feels like? Because I've always was curious, like when our callers call in, I mean, are they eager to get on? Are they nervous? Well, what is the feeling?
Well, thank you so much for the kind words. One thing that struck me even while I was waiting, I was thinking, I was a little nervous, and then I'm thinking, how easily do I just tell people, oh, Jerry and Debbie are great, it's going to be really easy, you're not going to have to worry about anything. It's going to be, just a one-on-one conversation. But here I am,
getting nervous?
The advice. No, it's great. We've got a ton of great listeners. Everybody's so nice all over the country and the world. And they really do make the show.
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, you know what I noticed what you do, Matt, which I think is beautiful? You'll also, while you're call screening, you'll also interject some theological concepts and confirmations when we are trying to process them out in the midst of the conversation. And you're very, very quick at sending us messages and just either confirming something or telling us where to look it up online. And we appreciate that. That's a true gift that you have. So thank you for that knowledge and that wisdom.
Well, thank you. I really love being a part of the team, and any way I can help advance the show. That's all call screening is about, really. Just trying to figure out the best way that the listeners and I can help advance the show.
This is Take Two with Jerry and Debbie. I am Jerry Usher, along with my co-host Debbie Georgianni. Here we are a year and a half into the airing of Take Two with Jerry and Debbie, and we just really wanted to give those of you who listen to the show a chance to get personally acquainted with some of the very important team members who you don't really hear from. You get to talk with Matt Gabensky when you call. He's our call screener. Rich Jesse, our producer, and Jeff Burson, who handles our social media. So we have Matt with us here right now. And again, it's a pre-recorded show, so we are not live, but we're so happy to be with you today. And Matt, we had been asking our listeners to pray for you for actually a number of weeks, and I know that you've had some health issues, and I'm not asking you to go into them in great detail, but you've had a lot of people praying for you, and so just for their benefit to see the power of their prayers and your resilience as well, give us a little update on how you're doing.
Well, I feel fantastic. I've never had as much energy as I've had the last couple of weeks since returning to work. I've lost a bunch of weight, and I truly appreciate everybody's prayers. It's funny, people will call up and they say, "Hey, is this Matt?" And I say, "Yeah, it is." And they say, "Oh, goodness, I'm so glad you're back. We've been praying for you." On my first day, I even found some get well cards in my mailbox from some of the regular callers. We've got so many great listeners, and I really appreciate all the prayers. I'm doing so much better. I had bronchitis and a little. I've some of the cough is still hanging around, but other than that, I just feel great.
Well, Matt, that's we're glad to hear that because it's very true. We've heard it because we've gotten the email saying, "How is Matt doing? How is Matt doing?" We're praying for him, and I mean this sincerely. We will continue to pray for you and hold you up in prayer and say rosaries with you by name until you tell us to stop. So you need to.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah,
I wouldn't tell someone to stop.
I wouldn't either. I agree with you, but I mean that sincerely because you have some very dedicated prayer warriors, especially on the Take Two family, that are going round the clock for you, Matt. And I believe in my heart of hearts, some of that energy you're feeling is truly from the Holy Spirit and the prayers that were lifted up in your name. So that's a great thing. And Matt, I've told you this before. You got a great name. You have a great name that you were blessed with. It means a gift of God. And so that's what's awesome about your experience that you've gone through this year. I think there's no accident. I really believe everything is meant for all of us to be edified and to move closer to God, and we all take part in that. So we're with you in whatever you're going through and how you're coming through it. We're celebrating with you now, and so we want to keep that celebration up, Matt. So we just wanted you to know we're not going to stop. So we're going to continue to pray.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate the prayers. One thing that I've grown in during this whole season of these experiences is just really starting to look outside myself and appreciating much more the people around me and truly, the love that's there. I'm so used to, in my head, when somebody says, "Hey, if you need anything, just let me know," I think, okay, well, that's just something they're saying to be nice. But now, truly seeing what everybody's gone out of their way to do to help me when I needed it, and just truly offering so much, it really sort of blew me away to say, you know what, people really are genuine and are very loving, and just coming into a greater appreciation and greater gratitude for that, is definitely a grace that I've been given through, the pain of the last couple of months. So I just want to thank everybody for their prayers and all their support.
Yeah, and Matt, I want to ask, we've kind of asked what we asked Rich. I'm not sure if we got to this with Jeff, but you are the first person that people speak with when they call the show, and you're the first one to hear what they want to share, what their take is. And we've mentioned that sometimes we pick a topic and we say, well, this is going to go straight down this road over here, and all of a sudden the listeners take it, or the Holy Spirit through the listeners takes it, sometimes in the expected direction, other times another direction, but Matt, it's always just, I can't tell you how many times I've said wow at the end of a show. What is your thought about the listeners and just the depth and the personal connection that they feel with the show? Because you're the first one to hear that.
Oh goodness, people do truly feel like we're a part of their family, and like you say, it's amazing how the listeners and the Holy Spirit, we have one idea, they want to take it in a different direction. The discussion I remember we had about alcohol, we figured the show would go one way, and people called in talking a lot about support groups and a lot of the healing that's coming from that, and also, just having a balanced view about things. I learned so much from the listeners, both on and off the air. One of my favorite calls, I can't say I have one, but getting to talk to people about their experiences, like some of them have met people who are in the process of canonization, that just blows my mind that I'm talking to, I guess, a third-class relic in a way,
Right.
in addition to, of course, their God-given dignity. But, everybody just contributes so much, and even just their excitement to be a part of the show really is energizing, I think.
Awesome. Great stuff. Well, Matt, thank you. Our thanks again to Jeff Burson and Rich Jesse as well. Thanks for being just such a stellar part of the program. You were missed when you were gone, although there are great fill-in folks there at EWTN, but it's Debbie and I think I can speak for you, Deb. We always kind of have a certain good feeling, when we know the key players are there, those who've been with us for the first year and a half.
Absolutely. We love what you do, Matt. Keep it up, and thank you for being with us today. We really appreciate it.
Thanks. It's been a great experience to be a part of, I'll tell you what.
Thanks, Matt. God bless you. And so again, folks, lift them all up in your prayers. They help make Take Two with Jerry and Debbie what it is, whatever that is, in your mind and heart. And we pray that it has been a blessing to you in this first year and a half. And Debbie, boy, coming up next week, we've got some really unique and special shows that are going to be on location.
Yeah, we're going to be on location at St. Mary's in Chandler, Arizona, and we're going to be talking about growing parishes, growing pains of parishes. See, it's a good problem to have when parishes are growing, but trying to keep that community feel. How do you do it? Do you wear name tags? Do you try to learn each other's names? I mean, it's an interesting problem to have, I guess. And then on Wednesday, I'm excited about that. On the 30th, November 30th, we're going to be at St. Mary Basha School, which is on the same campus of St. Mary's in church, and we are going to be talking to the junior high about how they incorporate the fruits of the Spirit in all they do in their classroom studies, in what they do in their extracurricular activities, and how they demonstrate them for the younger kids. Jerry, it's a fascinating concept, and these kids enter into these classes based on the fruits of the Spirit. So pretty fascinating.
Yeah, and it's all going to be part of an Advent parish mission that Debbie and I are presenting on Prepare the Way. It's the official end of the Year of Mercy, but remember, the Bible says God's mercies are new every morning. So Debbie and I have some great things we're going to share with you. If you're anywhere near the Phoenix area, or if you know people who are, tell them. St. Mary's Parish in Chandler, this coming Monday through Wednesday evening. Debbie, I can't wait.
Oh, I'm so looking forward to it. Safe travels over here to Phoenix, Jerry. We'll see you soon. But to all the rest of our Take Two family, have a beautiful and blessed Thanksgiving holiday weekend. Enjoy family, friends, fine food, and make sure you rest. And we'll see you real soon. God bless you.